Coming to you from Morgantown, West Virginia at the Shooter's Lounge, where every 18-year-old freshman is looking to do unspeakable things to score a wristband, all while hiding in the corner from the ABC. This is First in Fantasy, and I am your host, Mr. Nils. Thank you for joining me, WVUFFL, for my second podcast. The season's here. We're ready to go. Kickoff tonight between the Seattle Seahawks, defending champions, and the Green Bay Packers. It should be a great season. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to keep this one a lot shorter than I did the first one. It's almost impossible for me to make it any longer. So, just want to go over, what to expect from this season, what to expect from week one matchups. Should be good ones. I like all the matchups. They're all pretty good. I think very evenly matched teams throughout. I think they'll both. I mean, you don't know who's going to score what points when, so we'll see. I will get to my predictions in about 5 minutes or so. First off, just want to go over the offseason for this league. It was an incredible offseason. I mean, think about what the commissioner of this league has done for this league in terms of expansion. Think about everybody where all these different teams are based out of now. Just a million different places. Everybody within this past offseason, everybody's going every which way. It's incredible. You got Jeremy, Josh, still chilling down there in DC. You got Connor, the Gemiolos, and Steve. They're all still killing it up there in Buffalo, waiting for that Bills playoff berth. Will it be this year? They're certainly hoping so. Bill, owner of the Gemiolo show, that kid's down in Oklahoma now. We don't know if we'll ever see him again, but he's down there representing the league. He might never come back. We'll see. Jared Flynn goes down to Charlotte for his new job. Plus he's down there being an advocate for the league. CJ is now down there in Philadelphia with Arthur Denman, fellow owner. New, soon to be no longer a bachelor, Mr. Ryan Rockwood. He's just moved to DC along with Mike D. Both of them just moved to DC, so they're out there doing their thing, but they're in different locations, just like so many other people are. Justin, he's still in pharmacy school. He might just die there. I'm not sure if he's ever going to leave. I don't think he wants to. At this point, get the hell out of there, Justin. But yeah, Tony's still out there living the Cali life, and Jim Dodd is still frying down there in Texas. But you think about, from East Coast to West Coast, this league is everywhere. So watch out, because we're everywhere. It's incredible. And just the expansion just from this offseason alone is outstanding. And I'm really looking forward to this season. And I think it's going to be a good one. When we come back after our message from our corporate sponsors, I'm going to make my picks, my weekly picks here. First week of the year. Don't get too mad at me, but I'll make my picks to the best of my ability. But we will take a short commercial break, and we will be back on First in Fantasy. Hello, I'm CJ Josephson, owner of two-time WVUFFL champion Tough as Nils. Do you find yourself wandering around Morgantown late night starving? Do you want to make your bathroom visit in the morning a horribly unpleasant one? Do you want to turn that obnoxious chest pain into a full-on heart attack, all while satisfying your hunger needs? Then head on over to Rusted Musket on University Avenue. Pick up a double or triple stacker with a side of cheese balls to make all your dreams come true. Rusted Musket, official sponsor of Tough as Nils and the WVU FFL. And we're back, lady and gentlemen. I'm ready to make my picks. It's going to be a great week. I like all the matchups. It's going to be so much fun. I think there's going to be a lot of very surprising matchups out there, a lot of very close games. So I can't think of a better way to kick off the season than this. First off, want to start off with my first prediction, which is the game of the week between one guy who got a lot of recognition last year, the other guy not so much, but I think he's finally ready to break through this season. Matchup between the Dream Creamers, owner Connor Stalker, and backfields and McCoy owner Josh Walters. I think it's going to be a great matchup between these two guys. I like both of these teams a lot. I think Connor holds a slight edge at quarterback. Andrew Luck, I think he's ready for a breakout season. Tom Brady, he might be on his way out a little bit, but the guy can still get it done. So I think that Connor holds the slight edge there. But it's a matchup between two of the best running backs in the league. And yeah, between Connor's Adrian Peterson and Josh's LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, poised to have a big year. It's going to be a great matchup. Um, you know, I think the middle and back ends of Connor's team are stronger, which is why I think he wins this one. I think Josh keeps it close, but I think that Connor's talent on this team is just a little bit too much for Josh to handle. Connor 118, Josh 110 in the first game of the week. Second one I want to go over the matchup of the only two champions that this league has seen in 4 years, between Tough as Nils, C.J. Josephson, and Team 215 bad boy Jeremy Davenport. Jeremy holds a slight advantage at the second running back position with Trent Richardson over Pierre Thomas, but nothing too great there. Demaryius Thomas is probably, I would say, most definitely Jeremy's best player. He has the advantage there, but besides that, I just don't see it. I think CJ's got too much on him. It was a disappointing draft for Jeremy. Hope maybe he could turn it around because it seems like he always has disappointing drafts and he still comes out and wins the league half the time. But I think that CJ gets this one. Not a blowout, not too high of scoring either. CJ 108 and Team 215 bad boy Jeremy 91. Gemiolo Show versus Get Off My Dicka. Another great matchup. A lot of hot blood between these two. I know that one wants to beat the other very badly. I think it's a battle of two questionable quarterbacks. Tony Romo normally has good fantasy years, but I just don't know this year. I think I want to say he's going to struggle a little bit. Who even knows with his injury? And then RG3 on Bill's side. I think Flynn is a very balanced team. I screwed up that one in my first podcast about Emmanuel Sanders being in Steeler country, but he's back. He's out in Denver now. I think he's gonna have a big year. So I screwed up on that one, but I think he's gonna have a big year. That should be good. And then RG3 is gonna be running from the Houston D all day with those two sack machines in JJ Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. So I think that RG3, if he could hook up with Pierre Garcon, Bill's got a very good shot this year in general. If RG3 can come back to the RG3 of old and hook up with Pierre Garcon, it should be a good year. I just don't know. I'm not too sure yet. Anyways, I think Jared comes out on top in this one in a close one, 105 to 101. Heisenbergers versus Oh Cry Me Some Rivers. Very creative name there from owner Mike Donnelly, with his Phillip Rivers guy out there at his quarterback position. It's very even running backs, a couple so running backs on each team. It could come down to quarterback play. I think Cutler for Tony is poised to have a little bit of a more favorable matchup this week because Phillip Rivers is going up against Arizona, one of the toughest defenses in the league in Arizona. Jay Cutler going up against Buffalo, still Buffalo's a good defense. I'll give them that. They're a very good defense. So I think in Chicago, I think Cutler holds the advantage there. But like I said in my draft recap, I love both of Mike D's tight ends. The fact that we can put that flex position in there now, I think it's incredible. Plus, Jimmy Graham going up against Atlanta and Vernon Davis going up against a putrid Dallas defense. I think that's going to be the biggest difference. I think Mike D wins this one because of that reason alone. I think both of them are going to have huge games. Mike D 111, Tony 97. Peyton Sandy Cabana versus Beast Mode. Jim's got Peyton in his arsenal. I think that's good. But he struggled against the Colts last year. He wasn't great against the Colts. I don't remember the exact numbers he put up, but this one is in Denver as opposed to in Indy, so I think there will be a big difference there. I think Peyton will have another big day as long as he doesn't get hurt somehow. but not a huge middle of Dodd's team. Uh, I think that Ryan has very strong running backs. Very strong running backs. Arian Foster, Gio Bernard, Rashad Jennings should get it done for him this year, I think. He's got decent wide receivers too. Antonio Brown, Roddy White. I don't think Peyton's going to quite have a big enough week for you there, Jim. I think Ryan puts up a lot of points this week. 120 to 107. Ryan Rockwood comes out victorious and starts the year 1-0. Cruise Control versus Busta Kaepernick. I think I really undersold AJ's team in my first podcast. The more I look it over, I mean Kaepernick is still meh. But besides that, a very solid team. Forte, Tate, Des Bryant, Crabtree. If he could hook up with Kaepernick, Zach Ertz is poised to have a good year. Vincent Jackson also in his wide receiver position. That's a good team. His defense not so much in the Browns, but I think it's going to be a good year for Arthur. I think he's going to break out this year as well. If Ben Tate holds up and Kaepernick isn't a burden, it should be a good year. We'll see if Kaepernick again. Kaepernick and Crabtree going up against that again. Like I said, putrid Dallas defense. I think it shouldn't be a problem for AJ this week. Stafford and Morris won't be enough for Justin. Arthur 123, Justin 90. And the final one, very low scoring matchup between two pretty unknown teams that really haven't made a splash yet. But we'll see if they can do it this year. Game of Maroons versus Sooner, not later, will win. Well, it's been later for you guys, but anyways. Gemiolos versus Steve. Very low scoring. I think it will come down to the quarterbacks. Although I like Rodgers this year. He's going up against Seattle in Seattle. It's going to be tough. He's going to put up points, but not as many points as you might want, especially with Drew Brees going up against Atlanta. Very questionable there. I don't know if they can create a pass rush. I think Brees has the better matchup against Atlanta. That's the only reason I think that Game of Maroons comes out on top here. Steve, 92. Gemiolos, 80. Just wanted to keep this one nice and short for you guys. Kept it a little longer than I wanted to, but, good luck to everybody this week. It should be another great year of the WVUFFL, 5th season. The road to the championship starts now. Anybody has a chance. I love this part of the season because everybody's 0-0. Not soon after that, somebody's going to be 0-1. Half the league's going to be 0-1. Half the league's going to be 1-0. Fantasy football is back, and we're ready to go. We're rearing up. Have fun, guys.